but you weren't politically active. But today you are, because you understand that what's before us is generational. Look, for 230 some odd years, after the American founders made a very simple decision, and that is that we were going to have limited government in America. That through our Constitution, we were going to limit government's role in our lives, in our economy, in our country. That we would have a federal government that would be small and focus on a few core functions. That we would have the power, to the extent it existed in government, would be in the hands of the states. And ultimately, that all power derived itself from the governed, from the people. And the notion that unless the Constitution granted the federal government power, the federal government didn't have that power. Those are the founding principles of America. And what has been the result? It's pretty simple and undeniable. The freest and most prosperous nation in all the history of the world. That is the result of limited government. That is what constitutionally limited government has made us. The freest and most prosperous people in all of human history. But today we're at a crossroads, where America is being asked to decide whether we are going to continue to be that. In essence, do we want to become like everybody else? Or do we want to continue to be an exceptional nation? A growing majority of Americans want us to be an exceptional nation. And they understand that the decisions being made today in Washington are leading us down a path that will rob us of that. This is not just about being against Barack Obama or being against the Democrats, or it's not about being against anything. It's about being for the kind of nation our parents left for us. In essence, for allowing our children and grandchildren to inherit from us what we inherited from our parents and grandparents. This exceptional society unlike anything in all the history of the world. And so the choice before us is very simple. You know, this election cycle, first of all, an important election on Tuesday in Massachusetts. I hope you'll contribute. As I tell people, if a liberal isn't safe in Massachusetts, they're not safe anywhere. Maybe there's press here, so let me clarify. I mean politically safe, okay? That election is just the beginning of what I think will be a historic moment in American history in 2010. As a growing number of patriots retake the fundamentals of what make our nation great. Look, it's this simple. I'm glad today, as I look across this crowd, that I am seeing the faces of some very young people. And I mean 7, 8-year-old, and 9-year-old people. You know why I'm happy about that? I'm the father of 4 children under the age of 10. Because I believe that that generation of Americans, those kids, I can say that I'm 38, so those kids under 30 will turn out to be the most important generation of Americans ever. And here's why. That generation of Americans will either be the freest and most prosperous Americans ever if we make the right decisions, if we control the growth in government spending, if we once again have a tax code in America that makes sense, and maybe even a fair tax code in America. If once again America realizes its obligations and responsibilities at home and around the world. If we do